gonna lie, I am a little annoyed right now because I have been trying to record this video, and the simple fact that everyone seems to be home in my apartment building and everyone seems to be playing music, but my upstairs neighbor, whoever they are, it's like they've been playing the saddest fucking Christmas carols I have ever heard in my life, like all night, all morning. And from my understanding, Christmas is over. us have a magical book. None of us have all the answers. None of us are perfect, and none of us have the perfect relationship. Let me just say that shit there. You can brag to whoever. Nobody has the perfect relationship, and if you think your relationship is perfect, you might want to look again. I'm just saying, because nothing is perfect. You hear me? So I just wanted to get that out the way. Alright, first up, you will never be good enough for the wrong person. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You will never be good enough for the wrong person. So when you sit there and say, I'm not good enough, or what else could I have done, and damn, did I not do that right, and why doesn't he love me the way I love him, or vice versa, whatever. It's not that. It's just that they are not the one for you. They are not. It's not. You're not compatible. It's not. They're not it. Keep it moving. Get them out the way. If you know you are not working, stop. Just go. Sometimes people get into relationships or whatever because they don't want to be alone, or they're depressed or whatever, but there's always those relationships, like no matter what you do, it's just not good enough, and that's because you will never be. And if that's the case, pack your shit and keep it moving, because you will never win. You will never win. So stop wasting your time. Stop wasting your time. Stop wasting your time. Stop wasting your time. I also have down here, stop wasting your time. Many times in relationships, because I have been there, you're with somebody, right? But something's missing. Someone can have this, they can have that, but for you personally, something is missing, and you try and you try and you try, and again you keep trying, because the person is physically attractive, right? Or it's someone that you thought you can never get, right? Or peer pressure, or the fear of being alone, or all your friends have like relationships or getting married and stuff, so you stick it out with this person, but something is missing. Something that starts off as playful, harmless, can turn into a fucking nightmare. And like I said, when I say that, it's because something's missing, and they have everything else, but something's missing, so you stick with them. And even though that annoys you and this annoys you, you still stick it through, or it'll turn into like, he degraded you one day. Well, you're like, what? That's okay, because he's rich. You think that shit's gonna stop, but no, it gets worse and worse and worse. And next thing you know, you're in this toxic relationship, and it's like, why? Because in the beginning you knew something was missing. So why do we do it to ourselves? Again, it's because of pressure, peer pressure, not wanting to be alone, fear of being alone. Some of us have that little clock ticking as far as having babies, but we need to stop it, because again, something's not right, something's missing. Let it go. It's not going to work. And a lot of y'all are shaking your head like, yeah, I had that relationship when you knew shit wasn't right, but you stuck around because you were bored. There was nothing else around. You just wanted a booty call or whatever. But again, it's just wasting your time, money, and and then you carry that shit into your next relationship, and that's the next thing. Some of us don't know how to let go. You know, your last relationship might have been fucked up, but this next relationship has nothing to do with your past. And I've done this too, and I'm guilty of it too. We gotta stop treating the new people like they are our last. We have to leave that relationship behind, and if you're not ready to do that, then you're not ready to date. Simple. Flat out simple. You know, we carry this anger, like, you know, fuck girls, fuck women, fuck these bitches, you know, females cheat, fuck them, and then you go into the next relationship with that mindset that she's gonna cheat, you know, because your past ones have done that. We gotta stop doing that. Vice versa. You know, have that dude, you know. Stop. Just stop. You know, my mother always says our worst nightmare is ourselves. We do it to ourselves. We are our own worst nightmare. And so, what's next? I also want to mention that I have written down here that it doesn't take 5 to 10 years to figure out if that person's for you. That's just my take on it. Like, these people who are dating for 10 years are not even engaged, or they're in the same position that they were in 10 years ago. You're wasting your time. Like, enough. Because sometimes people are just comfortable with who they are with, and they just don't want to take the energy to look for someone new. It's like, you know, but it's comfort. Some people are just comfortable, and just know, I don't believe in like 5-year engagements. I don't believe in like 5-10 years of being with somebody and you're not engaged, or I just, maybe because I'm older, but you know, it is just, I don't believe in it. Also too, I also believe that people also need to move in with one another. It's always fun and dandy, like in the beginning, you know, the honeymoon stage, but it's a whole different ball game when you have to wake up to the same person every single day, see their habits, share things, share the bed, share the bathroom, share everything. You know, it's different when someone goes home. This is not. I always believe that I think couples should at least do 1 year living together before making any type of bold move like engagement or getting married or anything like that. That's what I believe, because you can be like, oh no, this dude is nasty, he didn't brush his teeth today. Oh, see, you know, you don't see all that when you're dating and the person goes home. You feel me? So take that how you want it. Okay, if you're in a relationship and the person is a narcissist, they like to manipulate the situation, leave. You will never win. You will never win. You will never change people like that. My Navy bitch was like that. You will never win. Anytime something pops up, even if you caught them cheating or they fucked up, they will always make it about you and how it's your fault. You will never win. Things will never change. People who are narcissists and like to manipulate the situation are controlling. You do not want to be in a controlling relationship. It will not get better. It will only get worse because you are allowing this behavior to continue. Narcissists too, it's like they also don't want to talk about the wrong they've done. They don't like to be confronted about anything, and just discussed. But nowadays, it's like all people want to do in a relationship is just text. No, pick up the goddamn phone and talk. Couples need to talk. People in relationships need to talk. And I don't know who told motherfuckers that saying good morning, good night, and what are you doing is a relationship. Absolutely not. If you can't hold a conversation, keep it fucking moving. Like, people don't want to get deep anymore. People don't want to, want to get the opportunity to know somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have lost that. Everything is about sex, money, sex, money, money. Nobody wants to have a emotional connection. People are just skipping that shit, and it's annoying as fuck. Good morning, good night, what are you doing? I can do that shit with my nephew. I don't need you for that. The fuck? My nephew and I can carry a better conversation than that. And then, people think it's cool to be sending dick pics or a picture of their punani and stuff like that. Like, how about we have a decent fucking conversation? People don't know how to do that no more. People do not know how to do that. Relationships will not work unless you really get to know somebody, and just saying what are you doing is not going to work. It's not going to work. Stop with the dick pics. Get to know somebody, pick up the phone. Especially if you don't know the person, or like meeting people online or whatever. And that's another thing. I think people need to just stop meeting people online unless you're looking for just like, a hookup or nothing serious. Go for it. But online dating, I think it's so exhausting. It's so exhausting because, one, you're worried about someone's catfish. Two, people are putting up old pics of themselves. Like, people not being honest. It's like, if you meet someone in person, a lot of that stuff can at least be, eliminated. So, I don't know. Social media. I don't know why couples do it to themselves. Couples like to, what? This is like, social media can ruin a lot of people's relationships online. People like to broadcast everything that's going on, and that's another thing too. Stop telling people all of the negative stuff, because that's everything that they're ever going to remember. Some things are just meant to be kept to themselves, because once someone has or hears something bad or negative, that's like the only thing they're going to remember, and that's like the only thing that's going to stick with them, and that's not a good thing. But people on social media like to just tell all their business, and it's just not good. I don't think couple channels are healthy. I'm not saying like your significant other can't make an appearance, but couple channels and people telling on their business, it's crazy. Or those people who argue over social media. Really? Why does everyone know that your man has a small dick? Why? It doesn't make sense. It's just people play too many games. So this next one is a big one, so let's talk about it. Sex. Sex is such a big, sex and communication, I think, are like neck to neck, because without communication you have nothing, right? But then you have this topic of sex. Is sex really that important in a relationship? And the answer to that is yes. It's very, very important, just sex, that's probably all that's going to happen, right? Because see, here's the thing, like once it happens, there's like no room to like having to impress somebody, if that makes sense. So you know how they say how you get them is how you lose them. It's the same thing. Like I feel with this, like how you get them is how you lose them, because at the end of the day, right, if all you do is have sex, Netflix and sex, and you get tired of it, dude's gonna be like, well, or girl, not judging, the other person's gonna be like, well, this is what we do, it's too late, this is how you got them. So if that's what you want, just like a sex partner, Netflix and chill, cool, right? But then you have the other aspect of it as well. Like sometimes people who sleep with somebody right away, they judge the relation, they judge the person on that, right? So maybe the person, okay, so you sleep with somebody, right? And the next day you're telling your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, yeah, they sucked in bed, blah blah blah, yeah, this ain't gonna work. Well, newsflash, sex can get better. That first night, maybe the person was nervous, maybe they didn't feel good, maybe their stomach hurt, you don't know. But you can't base your first initial sexual encounter and base that off everything, you know. Now by the third time, if they still suck and you into that person, sex can get better, right? So if the person is into you, they will be willing to get better. If that makes sense, they'll be willing to please you. That being said, if you are not compatible sexually, it's not going to work, and this is a biggie. settles and never gets pleased the way they want to. So, and there's some people who don't have any intentions on pleasing their partner, but they just want to be pleased. Again, that's some narcissist bullshit, you know. Is that all I have? That's all I have written down here, I think. So overall, in relationships, you know, people do not want to put any effort into it, right? There are some relationships out there that people just want to be taken care of. Well, we all do. You know, some people just want to take, and never want to give. It's annoying. And then there's some people who are ride or dies, but just not for you. You know, there's people who are just selfish. They're just all for themselves. Like, they'll do anything to get what they want. But when it comes to you, it's like, oh, figure it out. And that's where I fall in. I think a lot of times I get those type of men. It's like, yeah, help me. But like when it's my turn, it's like, oh, well, what are you gonna do? You're not gonna even like try to help. It's crazy. You know, in the past I have had like many projects going on, and anyone that I'm trying to be involved with never wants to help, but they always want their hand out for help. But little things like, you know, posting my channel or posting my store, I don't even get that acknowledgement. It's crazy. It's like, again, people want what they want, but they never want to put forward into helping others, and I just can't. I just can't. There's no equal. And then money is also a big problem in relationships, and it's like, I don't know. Overall, I think our biggest problem, truthfully, is we settle, and we need to stop that shit. If we know people are not good enough for us, kick them to the curb, because it's just, why? Also, too, everyone needs to understand that it's called dating for a reason. You know, I'm not saying that you have to sleep with everyone you come into contact with, but it's dating for a reason, you know. And I think sometimes we want to rush things, and it's not necessary, because there is someone for everyone, and sometimes it takes a while to find them. I'm 42 and still have not found my Prince Charming. Like, for me, I am not even looking for much. I'm just looking for someone that actually just acknowledges me for me. I don't care about the money aspect of it all, but if I do for you, you should do for me. And it's like, I'm always the one always doing for others, and I never get the same in return, and I'm so sick of it. And it's like, if I treated people the way people treat me, it'll be a problem. But like I just mentioned, I'm not gonna take, you know, what the last couple of men did to me into a new relationship. But I'm seeing a pattern. I'm realizing that people always want me to do, but never want to do for me. And I'm now at that point in 2023 that I'm fucking over it. I'm so over it. I'm not wasting my time. I'm not putting out a fucking dime for nobody. I'm not helping anybody do nothing. I'm not wasting my energy on people who don't want to have a conversation with a 40-year-old, 40-plus woman. I am not with the childish bullshit. I am mature. I don't have time for it. I'd rather stay by myself than deal with the bullshit. You hear me? You know, and again, it's so sad, and I think it's mainly us females who definitely settle a lot in different departments, because think about it, men don't have that ticking, you know, clock. You know, they don't have to worry about stuff like that, but those, you know, a lot of women feel as if they need to be married by a certain, and that's another thing. We need to get rid of this list that a man has to, you know, like, a lot of times our lists are so unrealistic. Like, a person has to make at least $100,000 a year. Newsflash: more than 70% of America don't make over $100,000 a year. You know, make it make sense. have like triple D's and like the perfect ass, you know. It just because someone has that does not mean they're like you're even compatible. A person like that can be a complete airhead. You just don't know. You know what I mean? So yes, you have to have some type of physical attraction, but stop thinking that the person has to be, figure perfect. Because at the end of the day, they can have the shittiest personality. You have to have something in common. You have to have something in common other than like loving sex. If nothing else is in common, you can't carry the conversation, and it's just not going to work. I think, again, lastly, there's always one in a relationship that's willing to compromise. People are not willing to compromise nowadays in relationships at all. It's just too much work. So what happens? There's always one that's willing, and one always gets their way. And I've been there, and it doesn't get better, because the more they get their way, the more they're expecting it. And the moment that they don't get their way is when you see like the attitudes, and the child is just like, really, are you mad that you're actually not getting your way? And it's the same people who refuse to compromise with anyone else. And so also too, I think we also need to stop listening to our friends who are single as fuck and are haters. Sometimes you just have to go with your gut instinct. If the shit is toxic, if wrong is wrong. And that also ties into, you gotta stop telling. I think I mentioned this earlier. When you tell your family and friends everything negative, it's like you're never going to get real advice, because all they know is negativity about that person, right? They have nothing good to go off. They can't say, well, they do this to do that. All they can say is, well, you're always crying, you're always this, you're always that. So it's like you're never gonna get, good advice. But then you also have those friends who want you to be single and miserable with them, because they are. So I don't know. But anyway, guys, I think this was a good video, and just a good ramble video, just talking things out. Let me know down below what you think about this topic, how you feel about it, if you have anything to add, and hopefully on 2023 we can have some more, I guess, love match